Right, 2005 Subaru Legacy. We're going to go ahead and change the front pads and rotors. I just bought this car, and as you can see, it is really rusted. The brakes, I mean, it still looks like it's on there. It just doesn't look right. So I got some new ones, some new brakes, and we'll go ahead and lift it up and put the jack underneath to be sure we're safe. I got caught up, and I didn't film it, but basically, the 17 millimeter, there's 17 millimeter bolts on this side, which are these bad boys, and they were really in there. So what I had to do is I had to turn my steering wheel so that I was able to get my breaker bar in here, and then I was just pull it up. So so far I just took the caliper holder off, and let's get it the right way. Basically, there's 17 millimeter there and there, 17 millimeter bolts holding it, and you need a breaker bar because it's got some good torque on it. So anyway, you would use some number 8s in here to push it to get this out, but it just fell out. So it wasn't too bad. The other side was the same. Now the back brakes, I had to use an M6, which is the top of the radiator bolts. So I was able to, that one and the other one over there, I was able to use those to get the backs off because those were not as easy. Basically I'm there. The rotor comes off. Clean it up with brake cleaner. It's really rusted. And put the same thing in reverse. So, pretty easy. Okay, got the new one in, and we'll go ahead and take these out. Remember that the shiny thing is at the bottom here. This because this one has the pushback. This one doesn't have it. So I'm gonna take these off and clean them up with some brake cleaner. Put a lot of grease in there to keep them nice and quiet, and we'll be ready to go. But first, gotta torque these 17 millimeter bad boys back. I believe it's 59 foot-pounds. I'm gonna double check that, and then I will torque it to that. All right, I torqued those to 59. Next thing, you want to have quiet brakes. You want to pull this pin out, but not that rubber. There you go. And there's a little bit of grease, but I always like to use fresh grease, high temperature grease. Try to do this one hand, basically clean it so it's nice and clean. Dip it one time and brush off the end. Get a nice layer of grease and put it back in. Oops. And clean it off, and you'll have a nice quiet brake pad. With that goes here, but put plenty of brake and caliper grease underneath it and on top of it so it can be nice and quiet. And of course it's gonna take more than 2 hands for this. More than 1 hand. Okay, I finally got those brake pads on there. Man, if you don't have to take the little brake parts out, that was adjusted. Okay, brake fluid out, cap, because now, see, I got them in there, and it's like very hard to get them in there, but they're in. Now the caliper C clamp, I got to push these brakes back. So I'm going to put the old brake pad there and then clamp it and then push them back a little bit so I can get the new ones on. Alright, it was a tight fit. Put a little bit of anti-seize, torque them up to 29 foot-pounds, and we're done. Not too bad, pretty easy. So getting these on at the same time was kind of hard. Clean off the grease, pretty much done. Have a good one.